Hello, my dear friends. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'd like to discuss about the real reason that why our goals aren't working. I provide you some personal examples, and then we talk about the mental trap, and finally, some of the questions that clarify our situation, and accepting our starting point, and finally, a good solution for achieving our goals. So, the major obstacle that won't allow us to reach to our goals is our expectations are not aligned with the actual efforts. So we don't put in sufficient efforts to achieve our goals. They are not aligned. The amount of effort we put in and the actual expectations. Let me provide you some examples and I hope that can clarify this matter. A few years ago, I wanted to be a great athlete. So something that I had was my effort when aligned with my expectation. So instead of training consistently, I waited for a miracle that one day suddenly my body transformed in a way that I wanted or lifted a weight that I always wanted. And yeah, that's it. I just waited for a miracle without actual effort, without plan, without routine, without a structured plan, and etc. Or take social media. I wanted a massive growth for social media, for my work, of course. And I really posted and I waited again for a miracle that one upload can go viral and change everything. Sound familiar? I know it is. So this is the mental trap and it's very common among the people. This is something that's happening here. As you see, expectation often outpaces reality. We avoid accepting our current status and we skip building a structured plan to close those gaps, those weaknesses that we have in order to reach to our goal. And this is a very important mental trap. And if we stick to only just hoping about a miracle or waiting for that, and we know that it doesn't have very much probability, so it finally leads to failure. And a really important point in terms of neuroscience about it is our brain is wired to seek quick wins without putting effort and just reaching to the result without any structured plan because our brain tries to avoid using more resources. And for overcoming that, we have to enforce our brain to do that. So our brain in actual default mode is trying to avoid putting effort for achieving those goals. A crucial step in order to more clarify our current status and can lead us for a better result and better planning is asking some of the right questions that faces us to face the truth. Just consider this example. I like to lose weight. So instead of just hoping to look or feel better, it's better to ask myself some of the real questions. As you see here, for example, I wrote some questions about losing weight. For example, why do I want to lose weight? What is my goal? What is behind it? What I'm looking for? For example, I'm looking for health. I'm looking for confidence. I'm looking for energy is a goal-based question. And who do I want to become through this process is identity-based. Am I looking for a more healthier version of myself or am I looking for a more disciplinary version of myself is really important and we have to focus on this identity-based. It's based on Atomic Habits and I will upload another video for that. Do you actually understand how weight loss works? It's really important. It's knowledge based. Do I have any knowledge about it? Or I'm just guessing something or just see some videos on Instagram and then I decided, okay, I have enough knowledge. So I have to ask myself, do I have a clear and realistic plan, for example, for a period of time, 6 months or even 1 year? Do I have any plan? How many minutes a day am I committed to moving my body? How much time I have to spend for my physical activity? Do I have any plan for exercising? Am I following a consistent routine or am I relying on motivation alone? Is it system based? Because system focuses on habits and we know that the motivation, we don't have it too much throughout the month or even throughout the year, so we need something consistent. And how many calories I should consume daily? Am I tracking them? I actually calculate the number of calories that I'm consuming every day for each meal. Should I avoid certain foods, for example, fast food, or simply learn to control portions and balance nutrients? Or am I feeding myself enough nutrients, sufficient nutrients, necessary ones, mandatory ones for being healthy and being on a diet? Do I need a guidance, maybe a coach, a program, or accountability partner to stay on the track? So, am I looking for them and see, for example, the cost for them? Or am I using AI for that? Am I sleeping enough, managing stress, drinking enough water? As you see here, when I'm asking the right questions from myself, it can open up a new horizon for me and can guide me and lead me to the actual status of myself. I mean, the current status of myself, where I am now, what is my goal, what is the system. So these are not just questions, these are grounding, these are clarified questions and clarify my current status. And I know that so many people try to avoid them because they don't like to accept their current status. There's no shame for that. If you are not an athlete, it's absolutely fine. You want to become a more healthier person. So there is no shame that your current status is not good enough. And when you compare yourself, for example, with Instagram athletes or great sporters, so of course you feel sad, but we have to stop comparing ourselves with others. We have to compare ourselves from the current moment to the yesterday. It's really important. So these questions clarify the current status and it leads us for a starting point. And based on this starting point, we can construct a plan for that and stick with it. And the number 5, which is the most crucial and important point in this actually lecture, is consistency. In order to reach to our goal, we need systems. System is based on habits. We have to have consistent habits. I mean, I have to do something daily in order to lose my weight. I have to stick with it. It doesn't matter that I'm motivated to do that, or I don't know, I don't feel good today, so I avoid that. And the similar matters. We have to stick with the consistency and regardless of the emotions. I don't mean very strict plan, but I mean something that have consistency. So dreams need directions and goals need system. So thank you so much for watching. See you soon.